New World, the shining jewel, the centerpiece of Amazon games. The company, that mission statement was literally, we are gonna challenge Valve over the dominance over the gaming market. And by the way, I'm not making that up. That was the actual mission statement of Amazon Games. I found out about that a year ago when Amazon Games announced officially, their CEO at that time, sent out a newsletter saying, we tried to challenge Valve and we failed. And everyone who read that was like, wait, what? Amazon Games? You tried to challenge Valve? We didn't even know you exist. Like, you're telling me you actually have games? Yeah, turns out they had like two games except New World or something. It was a disaster. It was a insanely hilarious moment of absolute zero self-consciousness. But that's what Amazon is known for. But in any case, today, we learned two things. One, Amazon has a lot of money. Two, New World should have honestly been shut down roughly 2 years or 3 years ago. It's a disgrace, it's a bad game, and everyone who tells you New World is good, the objective truth is you don't shut down good games because they're gonna get a player base. New World never did. Now, I played New World, and I'm gonna tell you the brutal truth, boys, okay? If you were playing New World, there were two things that the game did good. One was the leveling experience. 1 to 60 was fun. It was great, actually. I enjoyed it. Very, very, very nice. Especially when you one-shotted creatures. That's the second thing. The combat was really good when you one-shotted things, but the combat completely also fell apart the moment you didn't one-shot things. The easy fix to that would be like, boost attack speed and cooldowns by 20% just flat out on everything. But it's not like Amazon is actually good at their job, so they never did that.
Ahoy. This is a very strange video from the start. This is not going to be as collected as my videos would normally be. I'm still very much in shock as to what's happening. As you can see here, we had an announcement saying Amazon plans up to 30,000 corporate job cuts across logistics, payments, and cloud units. And this seems to be affecting New World, even though that is not exactly what this would fall under.
I mean, New World's existence falls under garbage, so there you go.
This article itself by the LA Times kind of talks about it a little bit more. It mentions video games specifically, and it is the typical stuff where they kind of explain it, saying it was job cuts in various areas, scaling down certain things, cutting cost after expanding rapidly during the pandemic, which is pretty much what every company has been doing, and especially the gaming company has been doing. It's not an unfamiliar picture in any...
True. But I'm happy. The more people in the gaming industry that get fired, the happier I am. Because let's face it, like 80% of all game developers are a problem. They're woke, or they're people who are literally just sitting there and saying, yeah, I support the current thing. And, they're effectively being accomplices to the crime against us gamers. So every time I hear people are getting fired, I'm happy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy. These people deserve getting fired. They are taking something that was supposed to be as simple as kill demons, and they're making it about, oh, but what if the evil people are actually good? They're inserting politics and everything. I hate that. I have absolutely no sympathy for people who actively try to make my life worse. And people who actively try to gaslight me and making me believe that I'm somehow magically the fucking problem. Absolutely zero sympathy. The more firings, the better, in my opinion.
Anyway, but the development for New World here in particular is very questionable, I will say, for now. I don't have all the information. I don't think anyone has at this point. But there is some information here that I think is absolutely worth sharing and looking into. So there is...
By the way, just an FYI, Pirate Software said that Amazon Games is a good company. Man, Pirate Software literally cannot say anything right, even if he just gambled all of it.
The usual fluff as well. We'll need fewer people doing the jobs because of AI. It's very much what you'd expect. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Probably not much of an acknowledgement of the people that will suffer from this. And first of all, I'm going to express at this point already my condolences to all the people affected by this and the sympathy, because I know there are people within New World that are affected by this that probably don't deserve it. And we will get to that a little bit later. But this is first article, and at the same time they're talking about shares still rising but less than usual, you know, the kind of stuff you'd expect. We have a similar article here by Game Developer, which I think kind of repeats the same stuff mostly. And yeah, again, the usual message, but once again also the benefits of AI and everything, and they can innovate.
If your company is woke, yeah, AI sounds amazing. Shit, give me Mecha Hitler. What am I supposed to say? No, sounds better than the alternative. Do I believe that AI can actually make a better story than most AAA studios now? Yes. It probably can do a better job than that than all of them. When Starfield came out, someone did a comment. It was because Starfield came out also when people are starting a real buzz about ChatGPT. And someone commented that they asked ChatGPT to make them, not me, a Starfield quest that would be that had a twist and would be like a Fallout New Vegas quest. It did, and the quest actually sounded good, way better than anything that Starfield actually provided, which was insanely funny. So there you go. I personally welcome AI takeovers in gaming, because what do I care? I have a library full of stuff that I can still play, replay. I don't need to spend money on anything. Most of us are not spending money on AAA slop nowadays. Anyway, so there you have it. Like, if I had the choice to sacrifice a year or two of new games coming out in order to AI to actually become good at making games, yeah, I'll take that. Sure, I'll take that.
Faster than before. However, that wouldn't necessarily affect New World as such if it was just about some people being laid off and being replaced by AI. It would still affect the people, but it wouldn't affect New World. But as far as I can tell, with the Irvine studio no longer being listed at all for any of the jobs, which, as far as I've been reading up on, should be the main studio for New World, at least according to what other people are claiming. That's already weird. But then at the same time, it is interesting that they're still having like game devs for other games, but then it's also like AI stuff primarily. It seems to be all focused on Luna Prime gaming AI rather than proper games for the most part. There's an exception here with the senior game designer, but yeah, there's a lot of listings that don't exist anymore. And also, if we go on LinkedIn, the search here is the Amazon Game Studio for LinkedIn. Yeah, it's no longer there. Page not found, and
oh no,
that's not a good sign in any way.
Oh no, what happened? Oh no, it's so sad. What happened? Oh no, why?
So it could very well be that Amazon Game Studios as a whole is shutting down, and I've got some more information on that.
That would be too based, too good to be true.
Before I get into that, if you appreciate this information, you want to see where my channel is going from here, if New World's one of the...
Okay, listen, boys, I'll be real with you, okay? Like the video right now, and hype it up if you're on the mobile device. Takes less than a second, and it helps out my channel. It actually really does. There is a difference, and you make that difference. So thank you for everyone who was. And if you think that this is important, then definitely like the video right now, and hype it up on a mobile device. It takes less than a second, and it really matters. And I want to thank everyone who does. It helps me, so I'm grateful. Thank you.
The screenshots, I don't have the original message, but somebody quoted it, was Joshua Hurley posting on LinkedIn, and he is working at Irvine Studio at the moment, and he was writing, "Hello colleagues and recruiters," in which I hope to get to know soon. Amazon Game Studios was a part of the Amazon layoffs, and my position was impacted. Thus, I am now seeing now seeing a new role to dive into. If you hear any opportunities for a combat designer or just want to catch up, please let me know. I'd love.
Hey, what the fuck is this hashtag? Open to work, bro. No. That's just insane. Hashtag open to work. That is hilarious. I'm sorry. Hashtag open to work. Okay, buddy.
To reconnect. Hashtag open to work. So obviously not a good sign here. It doesn't necessarily say that.
By the way, if you hear any so he was a combat designer. Combat is arguably the by far worst part of New World. So, good luck, Hurley. Okay, maybe you can fly to an island and do some stuff there, and become the boss of an island. That sounds probably more up your alley than combat designer. Jesus Christ. Okay, again. New World's combat design is like the funniest thing ever. By the way, did you know in New World that you had a block button? I know, groundbreaking shit right here. And the funny thing about the block button was you literally could block anything. No, I'm serious. Like a meteor bigger the size of the world is falling on you. Well, if it's just one instance of damage, press the block button and 0 damage. It was hilarious. You had some dungeons where there's a giant hand hitting you, and you need to press the block button. It was so stupid.
Amazon Games as a whole is shutting down Amazon Game Studios, but at the same time, between the things being deleted, other than that, doesn't look promising either. I'd say the very least. And we're seeing also NW Joel, who was recently very
why is Drake working at Amazon Game Studios? Isn't he getting sued or something?
Communicative on the Discord, and was really one of the people who was on top of it all, talking about what plans they have for changes, what the general idea is, and what direction they want to take various things in, what the issues are. Has now changed his name to Simon Drake again, which is his handle normally, but obviously no longer any affiliation with the New World team that way. On top of that, there's apparently a few other people that have also posted in other places like Ainwin that they are at least supposedly looking for jobs. Katie is still under the original name at the moment, saying there are no planned updates to New World until next week. And that was yesterday, so who knows if there's anything still coming through by today. And as such, it's all looking very
it's gonna get canceled. I hope it gets canceled. There's no reason for New World to exist. Honestly, if you're playing New World, there's no reason why you shouldn't play Elder Scrolls Online, which is literally New World but better. Okay? If you want to be on the low specter of the IQ, then just play Elder Scrolls Online instead of New World. It's so much better.
Much of a positive light on that one either. And there was a post from Jason Schreier just now as well, who has also been talking about this on Blue Sky, saying Amazon is making significant...
Oh, gee, Jason Schreier, I'm so happy he decided to fucking post on something.
...cuts to his video game division, moving away from MMOs like New World and gutting its Irvine and San Diego development studios. And I have literally just seen this while we were recording this, while we're talking about this, so we're just going to have a look into this. They're saying they didn't say how many roles they cut in the video game unit, but noted MMO to staff on Tuesday that cuts would largely fall on its offices. And
I'm honestly only surprised that it took so long. But again, this just shows how deep Amazon's pockets are. They have a lot of fucking money to spend. How much did they spend on the Rings of Power? That whole thing was not about making money, and they fucking admitted that even. It was just about virtue signaling and modern deisms. And, well, this is the same. This is just how much money Amazon honestly has to spend for their passion projects. Well, New World wasn't a passion project. They actually did try to do something with this. But it's still, the fact that they allowed it to live for so long, even though it was a blatant disaster. Actually, let's check. New World Steam DB. It didn't have the worst, by the way, player numbers. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Again, I'm gonna show you the. I'm sharing the screen. Give me a second. There we go. Look at this. This was New World. It opened up to an astonishing 900 peak players. Now, admittedly, I do think most of the players that are left are bots. I really do think most of the players left are bots. But, you know, below 70% Steam reviews. And currently, like, I mean, look at this. This is how it is. There have been 3 weeks. That's when it gets botted. There's so much stuff going on here. And look at this. Like, what the hell? This is... I don't even know what's happening there. Is this like... Now, this is just bots again. Again, there's a lot of bots in this game. That's the only thing that's true. How much is the real player base? I have no absolute idea, honestly, at this point. But it's needless to say, it's not looking good. Like, look at this. Jesus goddamn Christ, what is even going on here? The game's dead. Nothing has saved it. There have been new expansions. I can't even find them on the graph. This is, by the way, one of the easiest way to tell that the game's botted because, you know, if these player numbers are technically not the worst, they're in line with things like the Elder Scrolls Online. Well, Elder Scrolls Online has like 15k or something, but they're not technically the worst. But some magically, how all of the when there's an expansion, and there have been expansions here. There have been 2 expansions. There have not been really that significant bumps in player activity, which is insane. You'd think that would be higher, but in any case, I mean, Amazon is totally cooked with New World. There's no saving it, and I think that's honestly just kind of what it comes down to. In any case, that was... What is this channel's name again? The hell is this? Yo, what the fuck is this? I thought they removed that. Anyway, Duke Sloth, 10 out of 10. Bye.